What's going on, guys? JT here and welcome back to the channel. I hope all is well. I apologize for the lack of uploads this past week as I was down in Florida for the most magical time of the year for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party, and we also went to all of the parks during this time and had an absolute blast. But we are now back home at cold and snowy Massachusetts. So here we are, and there was a big news that dropped today in regards to Walt Disney World and of course taking place in Hollywood Studios, and that is when the permanent closure for the Rock N Rollercoaster will take place. So on March 1st will be the last day to ride the Rock N Rollercoaster with the Aerosmith theming, and March 2nd is when it will be officially closed as it begins its reimagining for summer of 2026. And we actually got to see some of the construction kind of take place while I was there last week. They closed the pre-show completely, so when you went into the studio, Aerosmith wasn't in there. There was a big wall that kind of blocked it off. It fit perfectly with kind of the theming of the ride and everything like that. If you've never been on the ride before, you wouldn't have even really realized that there was a whole studio and pre-show area there. But they've already begun kind of getting that going, and of course that is going to be completely changing over into the Muppets and some different things and changes of scenery that they're going to be doing in there. But it's going to be interesting to see how much changes for this ride. Obviously the Aerosmith theming will be completely gone, but what about the ride itself? It's such a fast roller coaster. When I went on it, I just always forget how fast, especially that launch is. Now that we have Tron, I always like to compare the two, and man, Rock N Rollercoaster really does live up to the launch that Tron has as well. So it's such a fun ride. Obviously there's not too much going on within the ride itself. A lot of different street signs and neon signs and stuff like that once you're actually on and in the ride. But I'm sure a lot of the stuff and the queue is going to be changing. Obviously, of course, that pre-show is going to be changing. They're spicing up the guitar outside a little bit as well. And then of course we can expect the Muppets rock and roll songs going on there on the ride itself. So it's going to be really intriguing to see what they change and the different elements they have and all the different Easter eggs and little details they're going to have changing from Aerosmith to, of course, the Muppets. But I do hope there are some little Easter eggs there as well from the original ride, and it is yet to be said, I believe, whether or not the ride vehicles are going to be changing at all. On the ride poster for the Muppets version, it does really have a neon flashy looking kind of car, so maybe they'll do a wrap on all those and get that switched over. But very interested to see how this goes. Me personally, I would have preferred Power Lines from the Goofy movie. I thought that was the perfect fit, and I know a lot of you guys out there thought so as well. But we'll see. Obviously, the Muppets show is no longer at Hollywood Studios, so now they're getting this ride instead, which is cool. I'm not a huge Muppets guy personally, but I'm definitely open-minded to see what they do with this ride, and honestly hoping down the line they move the Villain show that's right next door to the Rock N Rollercoaster to Villain's Land, push the Muppets back into a show in that theater, and then changing to Rock N Rollercoaster to Power Lines. Probably wishful thinking at this point with all the different retheming and stuff they had to do for the time being, but we'll wait and see what happens. But in the comment section below, guys, let me know your thoughts on the retheme coming in March and going to be reopening in summer of 2026. And as always, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.